Okay, we're recording. Welcome officially to our program, The Climb to Lead. This is officially our first kind of like program because I've done the Leap to Lead by myself before. Some of my directors were part of my Leap to Lead programs before, but as we continue to grow and leaders keep emerging on our team, I wanted to have them participate. So we've kind of revamped it a little bit, and we are calling it the Climb to Lead. The purpose of this program is to kind of train you and give you guys the tools to focus on to help you guys promote to lead. So we always hear, buy, host, join, but in reality, to be able to grow your business in like moving up the compensation plan, there's really things that we focus on more. And so that's what we want to do with this program, is to kind of teach you on how to use certain aspects of the business to help you grow, not just to get sales, not just to increase like your PRV or to get a new customer, but to actually grow in as a leader and to be able to grow up the compensation plan. So we are going to ask that you guys stay muted during the training. And at the end, we are going to have an open Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can either write them down or you can put them in our chat. And then at the end, we'll go through them. If you guys have questions like after we get off, like you guys just kind of like throughout the week have questions, feel free to reach out to your director that invited you and ask them those questions, and they'll be more than happy to help you. So I'm going to kick it off with talking a little bit about goals. Goals is like one of my passions. I really, really love goal setting and mapping it out, because without a goal, you kind of don't know where you're going. So some of you might have joined Sensi on a whim. Maybe you guys had been thinking about it for a while. Maybe you're a reinstate. Maybe you just decided, hey, I really like the product and I want to get a discount, and then something has changed. But whether you joined because you wanted to make a business out of it or you joined for a discount, you get to a point where if you don't have goals, you kind of don't know where you're going. So it's kind of like sailing a ship without knowing where you're headed. You're just kind of, you might hit land eventually, but you might not know where you're at. You might not know what, continent you're on or what island you're on. So having a goal is kind of setting your map, is kind of setting, this is what I want to achieve with my business. And you can have goals in all sorts of different aspects. So you can have like a PRV goal. You can have a goal as to sponsoring. You can have a goal for promoting. You can have a goal to earn the incentive. You can have a goal just to say something like, I want to be able to pay the light bill, or I want to eventually be able to quit my job. No goal, you guys will hear me say this time and time again, there is no goal that is like stupid or crazy or that's just unachievable. There is a way to achieve your goal if you set your mind to it, if you set a plan and you work hard. There is no goal that is unachievable. I mean, even astronauts get to the moon, right? Like, you have to really realize that. And that is, I think, one of the hardest things, is to dream so big that we think, oh my gosh, I'm never going to achieve that. And then we just kind of sit back and say, I'm not even going to work for it because it's not going to happen. I don't know how many times I hear teammates tell me, I'm not going to earn that incentive, so why am I even going to try? Well, guess what? You're not going to earn it if you don't try. Why not try and see how far you can get there? Like how far you can go. Maybe you end up earning it. Now, goal setting cannot stay at just goal setting. You can't say, I want to promote to lead and then do nothing. You have to set a plan in motion. You have to decide, what am I going to do to be able to get to that goal? I will tell you guys this, a STAR director, a director like our leaders, is an essential consultant that never gave up. We were all essential consultants. We all joined by ourselves one day, and then slowly we started building our business, and we started sponsoring and then teaching our teams to sponsor. And then one day we promoted to lead. star, superstar, director, and star director. You can't give up. That is one of probably the hardest things too, is after you set your goal, when you don't achieve it, or when you decide, when you see that it's a little bit hard work, then people give up. So remember that if you are setting a goal, you're setting a goal for yourself. And if you give up, you're giving up on yourself. Yes, it's going to hurt us as your leaders. It's going to kind of be like a little bit disheartening for us, because we're like, well, we don't want you guys to give up, but you're only giving up on yourself. I will continue my journey. Pretty sure all of my leaders will continue their journey. And we want you guys to continue your journey. We want you guys to love Scentsy as much as we love Scentsy. Now, with this training, like I said, we are going to talk about a few things, but we are going to push you guys out of your comfort zone a little bit. Why do we do that? Because when you're in your comfort zone, you're not growing. If you continue to ask the same people to buy Scentsy, you're never going to grow into creating different ways to get your name out there, different ways to get to know people, and those people are not going to buy all the time. When I first joined, my family was buying from me. My family was constantly buying from me. My mother-in-law would call me every single month and give me about $150 to $200 in orders from her and her friends. I tried to get her to join. She never did. But eventually that stopped. And now I'm kind of lucky if I get a $35 to $50 order from her every 2 to 3 months. And that might be wax, that might be light bulbs. It might be, you know, oh, I'm going to give a gift, so I want to get it warmer. But it's no longer those $200 that I had at the beginning, because now she has a house full of warmers. She's given Scentsy to other people. So you always want to continue to grow. And for that, you have to leave your comfort zone. But trust us as your leaders to be able to teach you the ways to get out of your comfort zone. And trust us when we say we've been there. Sometimes we still get nervous. Sometimes we're still like, oh my gosh, I got to ask this person to host a party, or I got to ask this person to join my team. But without asking, you're not going to know whether they said yes or no. Before I turn over the time to our leaders, I'll just leave you guys with this example. So I made a goal at the beginning of this year to never close out a party without offering the hostess flip kit, whether it was to a host or whether it was just posting it on my Facebook, talking to someone that's been on the fence to join my team. Because I've been doing that, I've not only gotten 2 or 3 people that were on the fence to finally take the leap, even if it was for their discount. But I think my most astonishing example of why I need to keep asking was our very own Jackie that's on here on this call. She was one of my hosts. When her mom hosted, her mom did a phenomenal job during her party. She was acting like a consultant, and it was very easy for me to offer her the opportunity because she was showing interest. She was showing, like, you know, what I was doing, she was doing. She was telling me how much she was loving the product. And so it was very easy for me to say, hey, do you want to join and keep this party for yourself? She told me no. And so I remember I asked her twice. I asked her once, like a week before we closed out her party, and then I reminded her right before we closed it out. And I said, you could join for free. You have a over $500 party. I would love for you to have you on my team. Fast forward a few months later, I asked her daughter to have a party. It was a brand new catalog. I knew how much they love Scentsy, and I figured their family and friends could use some refills, right? When I talked to Jackie about having a party, we never talked about the opportunity. I don't even know if I sent her a join brochure in her hostess packet. But like literally, I kind of talked about it on my live. And then when I was getting ready to close out her party and I was getting ready to send her a message about what she had earned, I did a Mel's Robbins and I said, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go for it. The worst you can say is no. And I said, hey, this is what you've earned. You've gone ahead and unlocked that host exclusive kit. So if you would like to join, you can use your rewards for that. So you can get it at $59 or less. Let me know what you want to order with your rewards. And her order was the most funniest thing because she sent me her order, and in the middle of her order, she said, and the host exclusive kit. So I had to like read that 3 times to like realize that what she was saying. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have never asked her, I probably would have closed out that party. She would have gotten some amazing rewards and she would have gone on her merry way and I would have gone my way. But because I decided to take a leap of faith and realize that the worst she could say was no, I asked her and I gained a new team member who was rocking her business. So with that being said, when you're scared to get out of your comfort zone, remind yourself not of the worst that can happen, but the best that can happen. Remind yourself of like, what if I ask this person and they say yes? What could happen if I ask my sister, my best friend, to host a party and they have a party? Like, what's the best that can happen? Don't worry about the worst, because the worst that they can say is no. They're not going to hate you. They're not going to stone you. Like, I promise you guys, I've gotten a lot of no's, never have gotten like bullied or like, hurt in any kind of way. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Ashley. She's going to talk to us a little bit more about the 3 legs of success and what it requires to be a lead.
Okay, awesome. So can you actually make me the host? Because I have something I want to share with everybody on my screen. Okay, very cool. So the 3 legs of success. If you will think of a chair, and okay, so I am the host now. Let me pull this up here. So if you think of a chair, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay. All right. So this is a very, very good, graphic to help you visualize what I'm going to say here. And actually everything that I'm going to go down is right here in this graphic. So the 3 legs of success. So number 1 is going to be sales and PRV. Number 2 is sponsoring. And number 3 is coaching. If you manage to do these 3 things consistently, you're going to see your business grow. But what's also important is the seat. So you have to take time for self-care. So that's really important too. So I'll touch on that at the end. But PRV, like we teach you from day 1 what PRV is, how you get PRV, why you want PRV. Like Liz said, setting goals. So you set a PRV goal. Sometimes you don't set that goal right away, but once you're into your first full month, you get going with that. So ways to get your PRV. Go ahead and do bag parties, home parties, events, customer follow-ups, talk about Scentsy Club. And then Scentsy is really great about dropping specials and LTOs throughout whenever. So for example, the cider mill duo last month, like that dropped, bam. And then next week, is it? Yes, next Monday, not tomorrow, but in a week, we have Bring Back My Buddy. So like that's going to bring in a special amount of PRV for you, but you need to promote those things so your customers know what they are. The reason why this is the first leg of success is because if you don't have PRV, your commission check is not going to be very much. If you don't have PRV, 500 PRV specifically, you're not going to get paid at title if you have a team under you. If you don't have PRV, which leads to GWV, which is group wholesale value, if you don't have that, where your goal is to get paid at title, you're not going to get the commission that you should be, and you're going to be leaving money on the table. So you want to make sure that you're hitting those goals. Don't lose that money on accident. Know what you need to do. Educate yourself to get there so you can have success, right? So that's the first leg. The second leg is sponsoring. So as I mentioned, you need to sponsor to be able to get paid at title, right? So sharing the opportunity consistently. Like Liz said, if she wouldn't have offered that to Jackie, who knows what would be going on in Jackie's world right now. But Jackie's on this call with us, trying to learn how to grow her business, where she didn't even think about offering it to Jackie previously. So thank goodness she did that, because Jackie is a special part of our team. So share your lifestyle and your experiences. Be constantly sharing what Scentsy is doing, blessing your life. If you talk about commission in any way, you need to put the, what's it called, Liz? The
income disclosure.
Thank you. Income disclosure. Always do that so you're not out of compliance. But share the lifestyle and experiences. Something that I've really enjoyed is anytime I celebrate something, I like to post it on my timeline. Anytime I get team mail from Liz, that's been something that I've shared on my timeline because it brings happiness to my life. And so I want to show all of my friends and family the positive, you know, because it's Facebook and we only put positive things on Facebook anyway. So share it, share it, share it. Okay. Share your story and your journey. It's okay to put it out there. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but it's okay to put it out there. Explain to people why you joined Scentsy. Maybe their story can relate to you. I know that Liz's story is very unique, and someone might be waiting for a story like Liz's because their life is similar to what she's gone through in her 8 years. Or is it 9 years tomorrow? It's a long time. It's 8 tomorrow. Okay, awesome. Then make up a dream team list and start building those relationships. So, and even E is list of 100 and network constantly. Network constantly, like that one is important. Always be growing. Step out of your box and network constantly. Talk to people that you don't know. A perfect example is someone on our team does their laundry at the laundromat. And she was talking about how she forgot her washer lifts. And I said, next time, take a couple samples with you and give them to the people also doing their laundry. And so hopefully she's done that and spread out her business card. Always be networking. In that list of 100, if we have not gone over that with you, it is a simple list of people that you know, and then people that your people may know. And then you just go down the list. And, you know, maybe they want to host a party for you, or maybe they need some wax or a light bulb or something. And so then systems is the last one on sponsoring. So a system for setting up a new team member for success. So once you get that team member, you need to make sure that you're going to keep that team member. And then you can get them into a program like this to help them climb to lead, right? Okay. So that is the middle one. And then the one on the right side there on my screen is coaching. So once you have those team members, you need to help them. So build the system for your team members to be successful. Use a coaching system, create videos, the same things that Debbie mentioned that she sees Liz doing. And I know that you've commented on some of my videos in the group. You need to show your face, be there for the team, help them in any way that you can. Challenge your downline. So for this month, I have seen many challenges going around. We have a recruitment challenge because it's focus, and that's a lot of fun. So challenge them, make them have a goal to hit, and help them reach those goals, and connect with them. It's important to know your team. Remind them that you're also a person and that you care about them, and they'll keep coming back. It's amazing. And then the last one says iron sharpens iron, which is so true. So that actually leads into the self-care. You need to take care of yourself so you can take care of the people around you. So I'm not going to touch on all of those, but the main one here on top is set your business hours. Liz can attest to feeling like you're working constantly. So make sure you take time for yourself to either, you know, watch that show, talk to your children, talk to your husband or your partner, you know, feed your brain with podcasts or books or trainings. One tip that I have that has helped me tremendously in the last couple months is when I'm in the car, I'll listen to a training. It is not good to take notes while you're driving down the road, so don't do that. But definitely listen to a training if you can, because it's just wasted time, you know, commuting from one place to another. You could be learning about your business. So by doing these 3 legs of success, you should see your business grow. If you're being honest with yourself and putting in the work, you should see your business grow. And, you know, on the way, you're going to find yourself, or at least get closer to finding yourself. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing and stop rambling on, and let's see, we have Ashton next, right?
Can I add something before you pass the baton?
For sure, definitely.
So she kind of talked about coaching and providing training for your teammates. We are not saying you have to go out and build your own team page, okay? Like Scentsy doesn't really recommend that you start your own team page until you are maybe a superstar consultant or a director that you have like, you know, a bigger team, because it is a lot of work. Use what the tools that we're giving you as your leaders already to train your team. Tag them in the trainings. Be present on the team page. Don't feel like your director or your star director's team page is their team page. It is a team. It is a community. So if you want to post an idea on there, feel free to post. If you had a really good something like happen to you, or like a really good experience, or you learned something, or maybe you were watching a training and you like love that training, share it. What I did for or what some of our leaders did for a really long time is they had a group chat. With group chats, they work really, really good if you're keeping it focused. You want to make sure that you are setting the it's not the bar, kind of like the idea of this is a group chat to talk about our Scentsy stuff. It's not to find out how to make, you know, beadwork, or hey, I have a question on what's for dinner. It's to talk about Scentsy, so that way it's not going ding 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 all day for everyone, but that way your team can communicate. So don't feel like because we're saying you need to connect and train your team that we're telling you go out and build a team page. Right now your teams are either you haven't sponsored yet, or they're still kind of small, where you can help your director and your star director on their team pages to include your team. So like I said, tagging them, sharing stuff, just making it more of a community and being present. Okay, so hold on.
You should be the host now.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the time over to Ashton, and she will talk to us about parties.
Alrighty. Hi, guys. So the thing that we're going to talk about, I'm not going to like talk about how to do a party. We're going to talk about why you should party and why partying is so important in this company and in your business. So with parties, it's really great PRV. So to close out a party, you have to have a minimum of 200 PRV or 200 host space. So instead of having your plan to do $30 a day to get that 200 and be active in a month, you can automatically have that 200 PRV with one party. And a lot of times it's way more than 200 PRV anyways. So it's a great way to get your PRV. The other thing is getting out of your warm circle and meeting new people. So with partying, you are meeting lots of new people, because in your warm circle, if you're not familiar with a warm circle, it's your people that you already have buying from you, and it's the people that you're comfortable with. So with having those people in your warm circle host parties, you're going to meet their people, and then get them to host a party, and you're going to meet their people. So therefore, you're going to be meeting new people and getting your name out to other people and giving them the opportunity with Scentsy as well. Liz mentioned earlier about party flipping. It's also a great way to get new teammates. So that's like just the purpose of partying. Quick and simple, to the point. I told Liz earlier, I was like, I'm just going to read my notes and get it done.
No, that's perfect. And like you said, like, so Ashley mentioned that to be able to promote to lead, you yourself have to have 500 PRV. Okay. And as a team, whether you have one or more, you guys need to have about 1,500 PRV between all of you to make up that 1,000 group wholesale volume. So if you think about the math, you can either, there's usually 30 days in a month, right? So if you say, okay, I have to have 500 PRV, divide that by 30 days, it's about $16 a day. But guess what? There's days that go by that I don't sell anything, that I literally don't get not one order. But by having parties, because you are like, those people are coming to the party, they're coming with the mindset of I'm going to buy something, at least most of them, right? You do have parties where you have people that don't buy anything, but most people, they come with the mindset of I'm going to buy something. Or if you do a home party, they're going to come to that party to buy something. if you send out a basket party, that person is doing your job for you without you even having to go out and do a party, right? Because if you send out a basket, they're going to be out there for a week or two showcasing what Scentsy is. So it's going to bring you more PRV faster than you trying to sell $16 a day. Can you guys really picture yourself selling a 3-pack of bars every single day? I can't. And I've been doing this for 8 years. Because there's days where I'm constantly posting, and there's days where like I don't get anything. Then there's days where like I'll get surprised and I'll get a couple of orders. But that is why partying is very important. It's going to help you bring in that PRV faster than you trying to sell it on your own every day. Second, like Ashton said, it's going to help you grow out of your warm circle, right? It's going to keep you networking like Ashley mentioned. You want to constantly network and add people to that list of 100. That list of 100, if you haven't made one, please make one and don't shove it in a drawer, because you should be using that list. And when you've talked to someone and they have bought, hosted, or joined, they come off that list and now you have a new spot open for someone new. That list should always it should be like a circle. So like you get someone out and you get someone back on. Like you should constantly be meeting new people. And like Ashton mentioned, when they see, when our hostesses see how easy it is to run a Scentsy business, they're more likely to join. So if you don't do parties, people are not really going to see what it takes to run a Scentsy business. They might see like, oh, Ashley's getting all this happy mail. Ashton got a charm in the mail, or, oh, like this person promoted, how cool. But they're not seeing what it takes to run a business. But when a hostess sees what you've done and says, oh, like I could do that, like that's not that hard, then they start thinking. And then when you ask them, would you like to do what I do? They might be like, yeah, because I just saw what you did and it was super easy and I got all this free stuff and I can get paid on it too. So partying is very, very important. One of our directors couldn't be here, Jennifer. So I don't know if she was next. Let me look real quickly. Okay, yes, sorry. So I'm going to go and talk to you guys a little bit about VIP customers. So when you have someone buy from you, they're automatically your customer. To me, they're automatically a VIP customer. To me, there is nothing that makes someone a better customer than another. Of course, we have people that buy continuously, that buy large amounts, and we're super happy and thankful for them. But I'm thankful for every single customer, whether they buy a light bulb or a diffuser, because they're supporting my business. So to me, all of my customers are VIP. So with your VIP customers, if you don't have a VIP group already, you want to create one, and you want to ask them if they want to be added. I add my VIP group like link to a QR code, and I put it on all of my like happy mail. So I have it on my thank you cards. I have it on my my opportunity cards, because if I get an order from someone from Scentsy.com and I don't know them personally, that is a great way that they can go ahead and just scan their phone and be added to my VIP group. And I've had a lot of people do that lately. So you want to create a VIP group. And in this VIP group, you kind of give them like sneak peeks first. You give them like the first, like they get to know everything first kind of treatment, right? But guess what? Your VIP customers can become your best team members. When you see that people are buying consistently or they're partying consistently because they want to get stuff for free and half off, that's when I offer the opportunity. That's when I'm like, hey, like, why don't you join for the discount? I have a lot of friends that tell me, oh, but I'd rather keep like the money, like keep the commission. You never know when it's going to click for someone and when Scentsy is going to be like a real blessing for them. So to me, I might have someone like I have a friend, she's on my team, who I met her at an event, she was a vendor. And right then and there, we hit it off. We really hit it off, and she hosted her very own her very first party. Her first party came back at like $350. She got a lot of stuff for free and half off. I asked her if she wanted to join. She's like, nope, I have my business. I'm good, whatever. 6 months later, she hosted another party. It was like another $350, $400 party. I asked her to join again. I said, even if it's for your discount, like like you have a lot of family and friends that are buying when you party, but they're not buying from me. Because guess what? They'll buy from her. They don't know who I am. Okay. So it took me 3 years to finally get her to join. You guys, she does it for her discount. So yes, she's not active every month. She's not partying, but guess what? She's getting her discount, which is saving her family money. And one day, it might change for her. One day she might be like, you know what? I'm tired of working my 9 to 5. Let me give this Scentsy thing a whirl. Or maybe someday she'll hear one of our teammates or leaders, or maybe even one of you guys share your story, and it will resound with her. And she'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that there was this potential. Because even though me and her are friends, my story does not resound to her. Everybody has different reasons to join Scentsy, and everybody's getting blessed in different ways. For some people, it's friendships. For some people, it's travel. For some people, it's just like a sense of belonging. So you never know when it's going to switch for them. And I will tell you guys this over and over. Their family and friends would rather support them than support you. To their family and friends, you're a stranger. And from a party, if I'm quite honest, if I have a party with a host and the host doesn't join, the people that bought, I will keep about 50% as a customer. The other 50% will never buy from me again. It doesn't matter if I add them to my VIP page, it doesn't matter if I follow up. Most of them are crickets. I have a gal, she will probably never join Scentsy. She just hates direct sales, but she has done parties for me, and her parties are like $800 parties. When I do follow-ups, her mom and her best friend will buy from me. Everybody else won't even respond to me. $800 parties. I bet you if she joined, they would all buy from her. They want to support her as the host. They want her to have a great party. They don't care who the Scentsy girl is. They're like, whatever, we don't know her. We'll get our Scentsy because you're having a party, but whatever, I don't care. And I'm telling you, like, I've sent them thank yous in the mail. I send them happy mail for 3 months. They don't respond. So when you have a party or you have a really good customer, don't be scared to offer them the opportunity, because you might lose them as a customer, but you might gain them as an amazing, amazing team member. My team member, Jessica, just jumped on, and that's how she joined our team. She was a guest at a party, and she booked her own party. And from the moment she booked her party to when her party started, she decided, you know what, I'm going to join Scentsy. I could have been like, oh no, like, let's do your party first. Let's see how it goes. But I was like, let's do it. And she had an amazing launch party, and she's doing great. Ashton, it took me 3 or 4 parties to get her to join. But every party I asked her to join, because every time that she did a party, and I'm telling you, she did a party in September, October, and November. Okay. It wasn't like every 6 months. It was 3 parties back to back. They were all qualifying, amazing parties. And she would tell me no. And I'm like, dude, like, your family wants to support you. Like, they're not supporting me. They're not buying because it's me. They're buying because you're having a party. So their family and friends are going to want to support them. And if they support them, guess what? They're going to be able to have a successful launch and a successful business if they keep working at it. So don't be afraid to turn those VIP customers into your next team member. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Ashley to talk a little bit about follow-ups. And then I will come back with sampling with a purpose, and then we'll end with Ashley talking to us a little bit about consistency.
Okay. So she said I'm doing follow-ups, and You know, I mentioned earlier that you need to have a few systems in place, and Liz has mentioned that as well. If you aren't following up with your customers, you're probably leaving money on the table, and you're possibly teaching those customers that even though they love Scentsy, it's okay to go to another consultant. So you want to follow up. You can have a system that works for you. You can follow the pen and paper system. You can do what we call Amy, which is an app that you can download, and it connects to your workstation, and it knows, you know, when Sarah ordered, and it's been a month since Sarah ordered. You should check in with her. It also actually will help you with your team once you get going. So, but it does cost. So you get, I think, 30 days for free to give it a go. And then it's, I think, $7.99 a month. So, but first I'm going to talk about the pen and paper method. If you use pen and paper, make sure you're writing it down. Like, make sure you're actually doing it. Having pen and paper is really great, but if you're not using it, it's not going to get you anywhere. So there is a customer follow-up log that a superstar director uses. Her name's Chloe Cox, and I can share it with you ladies if you like. I have last month's written down here. And so on the top, it's customer follow-up log. She's got things like the customer name, of course, when they ordered, how they ordered. So it's important to know, were they a local order? Was it a PWS order? Something like that. Were they part of somebody's party? That kind of thing. Did you send them a thank you? So the thank you could be a text message. It can be, you know, a scent circle in the mail, something like that, or a Facebook message. The more personal it is, the more they're going to enjoy it, because they feel like you see them as a person and not just dollars. It's important to remind your customers that they are amazing and that you really, really do appreciate them. So there's a section here to follow on social media. You can do that, or you cannot do that, whatever you want to do, but definitely invite them to your VIP group so you can stay connected that way. Another really great thing that I love that is on Chloe's form here, what was their favorite product that they ordered? So if you find that they loved the gorgeous pumpkin 3-pack, that's important, because there were 2 pumpkin scents in there, a 3rd pumpkin apple scent. And if they love pumpkin, you need to make note, because you can continue to do those pumpkin things. But then next year when we have new pumpkin scents, you're going to go, oh yeah, Sarah loved the pumpkin scents. I need to get a sample in her hand so she can fall in love with this year's pumpkin scents. It's important to continue on with the system of keeping those customers happy. So then order delivered received, because it's easy to go, I get a Scentsy box every single day. Who ordered this? Like, if you have that going on, congratulations. But I hope that you also know what's going on and you're not confused on who's getting what. So, you know, stay a little organized. You need to know, are they new? Were they referred to you? Sarah was referred to me, so I'm going to send a referral gift to the person that referred her to me, saying thank you. They're not just another person on the sidewalk. They are an amazing, amazing referral. Are they in your VIP group? Get them in your VIP group. Second time I've mentioned that. VIP group, because you want to stay connected to them. And then, did they sign up for Scentsy Club? Because Scentsy Club is consistent. It's, you know, you don't even think about it. My Scentsy Club comes and I'm like, oh yeah, Johnny Appleseed, woo! You know, like, so it's, Scentsy Club is amazing. You should try to get all your people in Scentsy Club. Okay. So with that being said, I have a couple other notes, and one of the notes that I wrote down might hurt your feelings. So if you guys are ready, we'll continue on. The main thing that might hurt your feelings is this statement right here. If you are not using a follow-up system, you might not have a business, you might just have a hobby. So keep that in mind. If you want this to be a business to change your life and your family's lives moving forward, get a follow-up system so you don't leave the money on the table. So you're not letting it slip through the cracks. It's okay if you don't have a follow system right now, but tomorrow, maybe let's get a follow-up system. Okay. All right. So then I also mentioned an app called Amy. It's AMI if you guys like to use an app. And it's amazing. I love it so much. So it's going to help you stay organized, really, because it, like I said, it knows when people ordered, it knows what they ordered, it knows, it reminds you of like, hey, you should check in with these people. So you can send them a thank you note via text message or an email. You can, it reminds you to check in on them. So if the order hasn't shipped yet, like you get a little note on there that's like, hey, you should check in with Sarah. Sorry, I keep using the same name, but it's, you know, most recent in my head. Also, if you haven't had an order from that customer in a long time, it reminds you to re-engage with them. So it'll go, hey, Sarah, it's been 6 months since you ordered. So you can send a text message or an email, you know. Then let's see. So you could do text, email, and the email is important that it will default to the main email on your phone. So it connects to your phone with the data. And if the phone number is in the system, in the workstation for your customer, it's going to be on the app. So you can even call them, or their address is also there. You can add, like if you send them a sample, you can manually input that. So then it'll remind you, hey, it's been a week since they got that sample. Maybe you should check in. Like it's pretty amazing like that. You can edit the templates. So they're going to be a generic like, hey, how was your order? But you could edit it to say, hey, Sarah, it's, you know, how are you enjoying the gorgeous 3-pack? Did you like Bright Cider Life better or pumpkin tiramisu better? You know, you can definitely make it to remind them that they're a person and you know what they ordered, not just a generic, hey, how you doing? And the final thing I wrote down that I personally love, because as a new director, my team and you two ladies that are on the call with us right now, you guys are, you're a big, big piece of how I got here. So it's important to me that Amy reminds me to go, hey, you haven't had a check-in with Debbie in a while. Maybe it's time you send out a message. So it's amazing. Like it reminds me. So it has support for your team. It's going to check in on your goals also, because you can set a personal PRV goal. And so it'll say it's we're at the halfway part of the month. Your PRV is this. Like maybe you should step it up. And then it'll also remind you to send a note to people. Another way to check in. So it'll say, it's so-and-so's birthday. I'm pretty sure it has birthdays in there. It knows every single thing that is in the workstation. So if you want to use an app, if you're technology savvy and want to use it, it's not difficult. I would say go ahead and sign up. Get that free 30 days to give it a go to see if you like it. And if you do, you know, pay the monthly fee or the yearly fee if you are a lady that likes to save a few extra bucks for a long term, and do it. I think they're amazing. So whatever your follow-up system is, just make sure you have one, is my message. Make sure you have one, because without it, you just got a hobby, honey. And I know Liz and Ashton agree with me here, but we want you to have a business because we're doing it. So let's do it together. So, okay. All right, back to Liz.
Awesome. And while you were talking, I followed up with all of my team. So you see, very easy because it has all that pre-selected text. I will tell you guys that when I first started my business, I loved Scentsy so much that I thought, oh my gosh, people are going to love Scentsy and they're just going to call me whenever they need anything. Like whenever they, whenever they need anything. So, we're not Walmart, we're not Target. We don't have like a huge marketing thing. So we have to wear that hat of being like our self-marketer and following up with our customers so they can make sure that they know that we're there for them. So with that being said, I'm going to be talking a little bit about sampling with a purpose. So one big mistake that I made at the beginning as well was that I would make samples and I would spend so much time of my business making cute samples. I loved the group on Facebook all about the samples and I thought I had to do them all. I thought I had to spend lots of hours of my week making samples for them to sit in my office because I was too afraid to give them out. So with that being said, there is a right way and there's a wrong way to do samples, okay? First, the wrong way is do not feel like you have to make a sample for everything or make them all super cute. You can keep them as simple or as elegant as you want, but we don't want you guys wasting all of the time that you have for your business making samples. So as you go forward, you really need to know how much time can you dedicate to your business? Is it 15 minutes a day? Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Is it like my entire day off when from my side job? Because knowing how much time you have determines how much time you have for everything. We want you to keep that time that you have to dedicate to your business on income producing activities, meaning buy conversations, host conversations, and join conversations. So while a sample is kind of like a buy conversation, right? Because if you're giving a sample out, you're letting them sample something so that they can buy it. But if you, let's say you have an hour to work your business every day and you spend the hour making samples, did that really even give you a chance to bring income? No. You want to be able to say, okay, well, in that hour, I'm going to spend 15 minutes doing samples, and then the other 45, I'm going to spend it following up with my customers, following up with my host, following up with people that I have on the fence. One thing that I've started doing is I only do felt samples. I don't do like wax samples anymore, like with molds. They're just easier to ship. I'm in Florida, so it's super hot here. They don't melt. And I can put it in an envelope with a 55-cent stamp, and it will be able to be sent. It's not bulky. Another good thing is that it gives them the opportunity to smell it. They don't have to have a sample. There's nothing that says you have to give a sample to your customers that they can use. No. These wax samples are literally for them to smell. I don't need to give them a whole block for them to try it out in the warmer. That's what they can smell it. If they like it, they can buy it. I know that sounds like a little bit like blunt, but it's the truth. So I started only doing felt samples. It's also very cost effective, so it helps me keep my costs down. But what I started doing is, for example, customers that are buying from me already, I want them to expand their Scentsy purchases. So I started thinking with a CEO hat instead of the hat of someone that just wants to play like super nice and not make you spend your money. No, like I'm supposed to help them see how Scentsy could be like the best product in their house for everything. So sampling with a purpose, I give them samples for them to try of different products they haven't already tried. So for example, this is my dish soap sample. All of these tools are in our team page under the tool album. So if you want to do these, you can go and see, like I have the Amazon links on there. You guys can go and look at the prices and everything. But I got these little sponges on Amazon. I pour the dish soap, let it dry, and then I put it in the bag and I heat seal it. And I tell them, this is cider mill dish soap, and it says dish soap concentrated, high performance liquid, suds easily, removes food particles, just add water to sponge and use. So it tells them like exactly like what to do. This is Counter Clean samples. Counter Clean is one of the products that if people fall in love with it, they're going to continue to buy. And if they really, really love it, they're going to be buying it in a 3-pack. So if I can get them to fall in love with the Counter Clean, it guarantees me like a customer basically for life. So I started sampling things that they haven't tried. So someone that's buying like a 6-pack of wax bars, when I send them a thank you, I'm sending them a thank you, and I'm sending them samples of things that they haven't tried, whether it's a scent or whether it's a product. I was looking for my washer whiff samples. Washer whiff is another product that people say that if you can hook your customers on, they're going to be hooked on for life. But there is samples of the laundry liquid and the Scentsy soft and washer whiffs in our Scentsy Success Store. You guys, talk about saving time. You can just order them, have them ready to go. Like literally, I have a whole like thing in my office with a bunch of different scents that I have ready to go, and then different products that I've made samples of or that I have bought from the Scentsy Success Store. The Scentsy Success Store also has body products that you can purchase already made, and you can select the scent. Another thing that I like to do is I like to buy with my host rewards the dryer discs, and then I send them, they come 2 to a pack. So what I do is I separate them, and on big orders, like if someone orders $50, $75, $100, I send them a dryer disc for them to try in their dryer. I won't send it out if they already bought dryer discs. I'll send them something else, but it's a great like actual product that they can try. And I just like let them know, like on a little note saying like, you know, try this dryer disc. It's good for like 15 to 20 cycles. Let me know what you think. I do Scentsy soaks. I do Scentsy Fresh. I make samples of all the other products that we have so that they know like what we offer. I've had so many people tell me, I didn't know that you guys had a laundry line. I didn't know that you guys had a cleaning line. Like, oh my gosh, like that is so amazing. I also let them borrow my things. Like if they're local to me and they haven't tried the clean line, I might tell them like, hey, like why don't you borrow my little clean bucket and, you know, use it over the weekend when you clean your house and let me know what you think. And I give them like the counter clean, the dish soap, the bathroom cleaner, and the all-purpose cleaner already mixed up, and I let them borrow it for a day or two. It gets them to try products before they buy, because honestly, I'm a penny pincher. So like when you tell me that a all-purpose cleaner costs $18, I'm gonna be like, oh, but I can buy that at the store for so much cheaper. But after I try it and I see how good it is and how like it smells so good, I'm gonna be like, screw the $18, I'll just buy it. Like you're gonna sell me on it being an amazing product. So some people really want to try things before they buy them. I can tell you guys, I made, I think it was like 25 dish soaps and like 30 of the counter clean, and I've already sold 2 bundles from my thank yous. Like literally got my money back on my samples and then some because of sampling. If I wouldn't have sampled those, I would not have sold any of the bundles, because when they smelled it and they saw how good it was, they're like, I need this bundle in my life. There's people that actually, one of them does not like cider mill in a bar. She doesn't like cider mill in a bar, but when she smelled it, she was like, oh my gosh, it smells like fall. And so she bought it. So sometimes somebody might not like something in a certain product or like a certain type of product, but they'll like that same fragrance in a different type of product. There's products in our body line that I enjoy in the body line that I will never warm in my house, like Pina Colada Cha-Cha. I love it in the shower gel, but I don't warm it in my house. It's not a scent that I want to smell in my house. So give them things that they can try. Like Ashley said, if you know that they like pumpkin, they bought like that bundle and they really like pumpkin, send them samples of like farm stand pumpkin, pumpkin roll, perfectly pumpkin pear, and say, hey, like which one of these is your favorite? Like I'm trying to get some feedback. One thing that I also do to get my VIP customers, I do it on my VIP group. I don't do this on my personal page. I say like freebie Friday, like out of the blue. I never announce it. It's not every Friday. I say today's freebie Friday. I have some samples of whatever I decide to pick. They're usually bigger samples. I never do wax. And I say, all I ask is that when you get the sample, you leave a review on my business page, because I have a business page, or on my personal page about what you thought of this product. It has gotten me literally people to try new products. They've purchased those products, or because of their review, other people have purchased those products. So don't be afraid to use your rewards to buy things to make samples. Chloe Cox actually said in one of her trainings that 75% of our rewards that we earn on parties that we close ourselves should go back to our customers, whether they're for gifts like scent circles or they're things to make samples of. 75%. So if you think about that, if you think, okay, I just closed out a $200 party and I have $20 in free product, about $15 should go back into buying something for your customers. You can do like a 6-pack of scent circles to give out as a thank you, Or you can buy like a thing of Scentsy soaps and make a ton of samples to give out. So think about that when you're closing out your own parties of orders that you've collected, so that you can keep growing like your customers' purchases. Because if they don't try it, they're just gonna keep buying the same wax. I can tell you that. I have people that buy the same 6-pack of bars every single time, and I'm like, you don't want to try a different scent? Nope, I like Welcome Home. Okay, you keep doing you, boo. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the time over to Ashton so she can close us out with consistency, and then we'll open it up to any questions you guys might have, okay?
Alrighty, consistency. So, 5 things that you want to be consistent with in your business is follow-ups, posting in your VIP group, posting on your personal page, join conversations, and host conversations. So Ashley already talked about follow-ups, and what she said, and I don't know about any of you guys, but that totally kicked me in the rear because I suck when it comes to follow-ups, and I'm not consistent with my follow-ups. And I know that I could be doing a lot better in my business if I were to follow up. I don't remember who I was listening to, but it was in some training, and she got 2,000 PRV just from doing follow-ups. So when you are consistently following up with your customers, it not only lets them know that you know what you're doing in your business and you're serious about your business, but it also shows them that you care. So that is what follow-ups, being consistent with your follow-ups. Join conversations in your host conversations. You don't want to just do it when you need that last minute PRV, or you really want someone to join your team so you can earn this incentive. You want to continually be sending out those join conversations. My goal per week is to send out 5 join conversations and 5 host conversations per week. That's just my personal goal. Because when you're consistently doing it, it forms a habit. And it's just like right there, it's on your brain. And when we're doing that, we're also building our businesses as well. And then with VIP groups and personal page, the reason I threw in your personal page, posting consistently about Scentsy, and it doesn't have to be salesy post either, you guys. It can be like, oh, it's payday, and insert the income disclosure. This is how Scentsy's blessing my life this month. Or I got to take my daughter to the doctor today because of Scentsy. Or just posting, oh, I got to go to so-and-so. And then it's showing your life and showing the highlights in your life. And it might boil down to, because of Scentsy, you got to do those things. And then in your VIP group. So I know some people, and then I've heard of people that they don't consistently post in their VIP group. They only post when something new is coming out, or there's a special going on, or whatever. And with your VIP group, I try to make at least 3 posts a day in my VIP group. One of them being just a good morning post. The second one being like a fun interactive post, or maybe like a tip post. And then maybe at night between 6 and 8 o'clock, because that's when most people are just scrolling through Facebook, I post like a salesy post, like my mystery bags, or a special, or something that's coming out, something like that. And consistently posting in your VIP group. So again, they know that you're serious about your business and you're not just doing it to do it. So that's what I have for consistency.
That is awesome. There's a quote or a saying, I don't know, like if someone just made it up, but it says that when you do something, it takes about 90 days for you to see it like return. So yeah, sometimes you'll ask someone, would you like Scentsy? And they'll buy right then and there. But sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer than that. If we look at the statistics of sales, it says that most people do not take action, whether it's to buy or to host or to join, until their 5th to 8th contact. So think about that. Like if you ask one person and they say no, or they leave you on red, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to ask that person again because they're not interested. you're leaving money on the table because that person might not be ready right now. Maybe they're going through a difficult time financially. Maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe, who knows, they got laid off, whatever. But if you ask, like, I'm not saying ask 5 days in a row, but like, you ask them like maybe like a month later, or you say, oh my gosh, like this warmer came out and I was thinking about you. I just wanted to show you whatever. Keep them in the back of your mind because it might not be until the 5th time that you message them that they're actually like, oh my gosh, yes, like I need to buy some Scentsy for my house. Or, oh my gosh, like, can I host a party? So keep being consistent, like Ashton said, in asking. Doesn't mean that you have to ask the same person. Just set a goal for yourself as to how many people you're going to ask either on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. All again depends on your schedule. I work my business like I work my business every day, but I work my business Monday through Friday while the kids are at school. So I have time to be able to like say, okay, I'm going to ask 3 people a day. But if you're only working your business like 2 or 3 times a week because you have a full-time job and you have all these things going on, then don't set yourself up for failure. Don't say, I'm going to have 10 conversations a day when you know you can't. Be honest with yourself and say, okay, well, this is how I can work my business. So I'm going to try to ask 1 person a day as I'm out and about. But on the days that I'm working my Scentsy business, I'm really going to focus on asking someone to buy, host, or join, and help you be consistent because that's going to give you like that ripple effect. So you might throw the stone today and you might just see like a little ripple, but eventually as time goes on, you'll see it come back and you'll see that all of a sudden you're going to be having parties. And then all of a sudden you're going to be, sponsoring 1, 2, 3 people a month because you've been asking them for a while. So with that being said, at the beginning, I kind of wanted us to introduce ourselves and I kind of forgot. So, I know you guys kind of know us, but we are recording this for some of the teammates that were not able to be on there. So I'll go first and then, Ashton, you can go, and then Ashley, and then we'll go ahead and open it for questions. So I'm Liz Mercado. I'm Star Director of the Tinker Stars team. As you guys heard at the beginning, I've been doing this for 8 years as of tomorrow. It has been the most wonderful, hardest, challenging, like amazing journey I've ever been on. I posted today a little bit about just everything that it has brought into my life. And yes, I still get people that make fun of it. I still get people that tell me that it's a pyramid scheme, that I'm not ever going to be successful. And I'm just like, just keep watching me. I'm going to prove you wrong. Because it's brought a lot of self-growth. And I kind of like to call it a self-development journey with a paycheck because the paycheck is amazing. I get to be able to help my family financially while working from home around my family schedule. A little bit of my story, my husband and I have been married for about 10 years almost. And when I had my first son, he passed away. So I was scheduled to return back to work. And after that happened, I told my husband, I was like, I really don't want to work after I have, my next child. So a little bit later, like 6 months later, Scentsy came into my life. I honestly didn't think Scentsy was going to be the answer. I honestly thought I was just going to be a stay-at-home mom. I thought I'm going to join, get a couple of warmers for free and half off. And maybe 2-3 years down the road, I'm just going to be like, whatever, I'm done. It doesn't help that every catalog gets better and better, you guys. It's downhill. Just get ready. But when I got pregnant with my daughter, who's 6 now, almost 7, I told him, I was like, I am not going back to work when I have her. And the only reason why I didn't quit before I had her was because my insurance was paid for. So I was getting all of the attention that I needed healthcare wise for free. So I literally, the day she was born, I was like, okay, I'm on maternity leave. 6 weeks later, I walked into my office and I told my boss, see ya, I am not coming back. And Scentsy has been my full-time job ever since. It's been a struggle. I've learned a lot of things. I've made a lot of mistakes, but you guys, honestly, because I haven't given up, I can honestly say it's been the best journey that I've ever been on. It has helped me grow as a person, as a leader. I think it has even helped out, like at home, having different, just dealing with different personalities within Scentsy. I've been able to like figure out things with my family and my kids and stuff like that. So Scentsy is truly a blessing. It's just giving us like a product that we can share with everyone. And that's what I want for everyone. That's why I do these programs. That's why I share so much, is because I want you guys to see the success, like experience the success that I've been able to have, and be able to, you know, reach your goals, dream big. Like when I joined, I didn't dream. Like, I mean, I had dreams, like, you know, those dreams that you have as a child, like, oh yeah, I want a mansion, I want to be rich, but like, I didn't dream. And Scentsy has taught me to dream. Scentsy has taught me that I am worthy of those dreams. And so this definitely is a very, very big part of my life, and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Don't know how to follow up after that one, but I'm Ashton Stillman. I am a director of Team Gracefully Scented. I have been with Scentsy for almost 3 years. I've been a director for almost a year. It's crazy to think that it's been that long. I'm a single mama. I work 2 jobs outside of my home, so I have a full-time all the time. And when I started Scentsy, I really didn't think it was going to go anywhere. I was like, oh, I get that warmer and a free wax bar, and then, oh yeah, I can, you know, start a business and my friends and family can buy. But I just really want that warmer. That was about it. And like Liz said, I was that person that had 3 parties back to back. She tried to convince me. I was like, no, I did direct sales. It's not my thing. And then look where I am now. So anything's possible. But I have literally pretty much grown up with Scentsy. I started when I was 20 years old, and I'm now 23. And it has literally given me so much confidence. It has given me friendships. It's just made me a better person. So that's a little bit about me. Ashley.
Okay, so I just promoted to director like 10 days ago or something. So I'm pretty new, but my story, I've been with Scentsy not even 18 months. I think I'm right at about 17 months right now. But for the first 9 months of that, I'll go back and say I didn't have a follow-up system. My commission checks were like $20. They were very small. I wasn't doing anything other than, you know, putting in an order here and there. One of my frontline actually probably kept me active. And then she finally joined me, but she wasn't my first team member. So it took her a long time to realize, you know what, I should make my own commission off of this. Thank goodness she waited to join the team until after I got my act together. So Scentsy, so Scentsy's not my first MLM either, like not my first company. And I did quit that other company because of Scentsy. I can say that. When I decided that it was time to get my act together, it's because I went to an event and I had a very amazing experience with those 2 ladies that just spoke in this call. I got to know Liz very well. I got to know Ashton very well. And then I got to know our superstar director, Patricia, very well. And these women have changed my life. So Scentsy, you know, is the product, but it's the relationships. I didn't know that I needed the people. And like Liz said, people join for different reasons. The relationships, I think, is why I stick around and why I keep building. It's not that commission check. I have a full-time job. As you see, I Girl Scout constantly. Girl Scouts is my life, but not as much as it used to be, because now Scentsy is turning into my life. I would like someday to be able to just volunteer with Girl Scouts and work my business. So we'll see when that happens, you know. But I really hope that you guys are taking notes and inspiration from this, because we've given you a lot of information. But if you let it work, it will. So, you know, and one more thing that's kind of, you know, popped in my head a couple of times while we're talking. If your upline doesn't work for you, it's okay to find your circle that doesn't include your upline, because my upline is not on this call. So that's important for you guys to know. Liz is not my upline, even though we shout about each other all the time. You would think that she was my direct upline, but she is not. So that's important to know. Like if you need a circle that doesn't include that person, that's okay, girl. Like, get it. Just make sure.
My upline never helped.
There you go.
Never.
Ashton can't say that.
I have an amazing upline.
Ashton,
so.
try. Just kidding. No, my upline never helped me. Like, my upline literally, I don't hold any anger against her anymore. I've worked through that, but she literally told me she didn't make enough money on me to like provide what I needed. And that led me to say, okay, well, I don't need you ever again, and I'm going to be the best leader I can. So don't feel like your success is your success. It helps your sponsor, it helps the entire team, but your success is yours. You need to work because you want it, not because your sponsor wants to promote, because your sponsor wants to earn a trip. It's because you want to succeed. And I'll tell you guys this, like, for a long time, I was like, I need to promote, I need to recruit, we need to, like, everybody needs to sell this much. And right now, I'm so glad that I grew past that, because I literally rejoice in seeing my team succeed. I love, like, this past and month end, I didn't sleep till 4:00 in the morning, you guys. But I didn't sleep, not because of the launch. I was planning on sleeping. But one of my teammates was on promotion watch, and she kept texting me, and she's like, my numbers are not updating. I stayed up with her until her numbers updated. I was not mad. I was glad to stay up with her because I wanted to see her succeed. I rejoice in that. And I know that the leaders on this call do that as well. They rejoice in seeing your guys' success. It's not about the numbers. It's not about what's going to happen with us. We want you guys to accomplish what we're living, like the happiness, the excitement, the accomplishment. For so long, I thought a diploma on my wall was going to be like, would determine my success. And Sensei taught me that no, there's so much more. There's so much more to life than just going to school and working, until retirement. I know that it fits for some. I know that it's some people's dream. But for me, it wasn't my dream. It was just the way I measured up my success, because everyone in our families, my husband and mine, are like, they've gone to school, they have masters and bachelors and doctorates and all this stuff. And I'm like, I have a cosmetology license. Does that count? So don't measure your success by other people. Measure your success because of you, for your goals, what works for you. If your goal is to pay gas and all you want to do is $200 a month in sales because you want to get $50 extra, that's fine. Don't let anyone tell you that it's not enough. Now, sometimes as our leaders, we see potential and we'll tell you like, hey, you can do so much more. But make sure that it's coming. You'll know when it's genuine, not when it's like someone trying to tell you to do more because it's going to get them something. So make sure that it's what you want. And if your leader is telling you like they see something in you, believe them, but believe them for the right reasons. So with that being said, because everybody, as you guys will get to know, I can talk forever. I'm going to stop the recording.